Good day and welcome to the May allotment tour. I don't know where April went. I really don't. I was here at the plot for a lot of it, obviously, virtually each day. I wasn't at the plot yesterday because I was about to come down. We got really heavy rain and I didn't come down. But I've been down most days and I'm not behind by any means, but there's some work that I need to do over the coming week to get me into a position of comfort. Let's put it that way. There are still some beds to prep. I've still got the tomato bed to give a really good weed to. Now I've left the tomato bed because I know there's still bindweed in there and there may be sankfoil in there and some couch grass. So I've actually allowed it to just grow over the last month or so. And what that has meant is that I can now see, just drop my glasses, I can now see where the bindweed has grown and the couch grass has grown, and I can go in with my fork and take that out. The rest of the weeds are surface weeds. There's sort of poppy in there, and there's fat hen and other sort of surface weeds that are going to be quite easy to pull out. But I wanted to give that bed another chance for its pernicious weeds to grow so that I could get some more out. So that's what I've done. Anyway, instead of me waffling, let's get to the corner of the plot. I haven't looked at anything so far, apart from obviously coming to the shed. So, yeah, we did have strong winds on Tuesday and on Monday. You saw me... Actually, you won't have seen me if you're not on Planet Vegetaria. I had to do some remedial work to a hawthorn because I was fearful it was going to fall onto our polytunnel. So I did that on Monday, and thankfully, I noticed on Tuesday that I'm glad I did it on Monday because, yeah, what I thought could happen did happen overnight, Monday, Tuesday. Anyway, let's get to the corner of the plot. It's feeling a bit same old with this bit. I had hoped to get that area underneath the bamboo done this month, or not this month, in April, and it didn't happen. But you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to say that's fine. That's okay. I do need to crack on, like I've been saying for months, with this area. But you know what? There's been other things that have happened, so they've taken a bit of priority. The rhubarb really needs to go in the ground. We're not harvesting any of that this year. We're fortunate to be able to take harvests from other plot neighbours, which is fabulous. And I still need to tidy up that lavender. But what I am happy about is how glorious, I know this sounds odd, how glorious our stinging nettles are looking. Yeah, there's a bit of bindweed in there, but this is a fantastic haven for wildlife and will be wonderful for butterflies once the stinging nettles start flowering. Obviously, we need to be careful of bare legs. And, just nudge the camera. In here, we've got comfrey as well. So some of this is going to be used for comfrey feed and nettle feed, which will be fab. But I would like to get some of that grass out. Job to put on the list. The rose is looking good. As you know, we're going to be cutting it back later this year, taking some of the bigger branches off to bring it down to head height. I saw Mr. Frog the other day on Tuesday. Mr. Frog was back in this water here. So yeah, that pond needs to go in so that Mr. Frog can be happy. These beds are cleared and weeded. This had our perpetual spinach in. Then over there on the left was the celeriac. and on the right was chard, and all of that has been forked to a fork's depth, weeded really well. Though as I say that, look down there, can you see that little bit of green? Bit of bindweed. So yeah, but that's prepped. Yeah, so I forked it and I've put soil conditioner on top, which is well rotted horse manure. And obviously with the rain that we've had over the past couple of days, that nutrients, or those nutrients rather, from the soil improver will have started working their way down into the soil. I think this is going to be a main brassica bed this year, moving from this area of last year. This brassica bed has been sorted, again forked to a fork's depth and top dressed with soil improver. And if we come over here, our legumes bed. This is our Traindriver Mountain Range, which seem to be, you know, pretty sturdy like they were last year. And then coming over is, what's this one? Oregon Sugar Pod. So we've got some Traindriver Mountain Range direct sown seedlings in here that were sown just, I think, the same day we planted these out. So these were sown in the poly in January, and then these smaller ones here went in at the same time as the plants went in. Same for the Oregon Sugar Pod. Yeah, this bed, as you can see, got quite a lot of weed in it. It didn't have the same preparation as the other beds, and you know what, it really needs it. So after this crop is out, these crops rather, which will be June, this bed is going to be forked over like the rest. Anyway, there we are. Then we just go over here to our onions. I don't know what it is. These onions at the back seem to be doing better than most of these at the front. There seems to be a sort of area here where, in fact, if I do that with my finger, this area here just doesn't seem to be doing at all well with onions. But around here and up at the back there seems better. I do need to give that another hand weed. I'm hand weeding this about every 3 weeks. It did have, these two beds were, I removed all of the compost, forked it over to a fork's depth, then put cardboard back on, or put cardboard down, then filled the beds again with compost. And you know what? I think that's what I'll be doing later this year with the other beds. It seems to have worked better than just forking them over. But that was an experiment I thought was worth having a go at. One thing that it will not get rid of is, can you see that bramble there? There's a bramble there. I've just noticed in there, there's a bramble. So clearly when I did these beds, I left some bramble root in, which has grown. So I put white markers, you can see, at these two, because I'm going to cut them down to the ground. Well, I can see another one in there, look. I'm going to cut them down to the ground to weaken them. So I put the markers in there so that when these onions come out, I can get in there with a fork and get as much root as possible out. Just looking at the garlic, we've got thermodrome on the left, mesodrome in the middle, and then porcelain music on the right. They all seem to be doing okay. I think they'll have enjoyed this water, but I'm going to give them some top dressing with chicken manure pellets because they're looking just a little bit yellow to me, and I don't want that to happen until June. So yeah, but their stems, I mean, some of them, I mean, look at that. You see that one? That's virtually like a leek. That's thicker than, well, that's as thick as my thumb, that one. That one is, yeah, look at them. I just put my thumb down. You can see how thick. So that's as thick as my thumb. All right, another bed that's been prepped, as with the others. And then let's go down to this one. No parsnips or carrots have been sown here yet, with the cold weather last month coming back quite voraciously. I decided to put off our carrot and parsnip sowing till this month, though hope to get that done this weekend. The temperatures at night look as though they're going to be sitting above 4 degrees from Friday night onwards. I think we're 3 degrees overnight tonight, and then 5 degrees supposedly on Friday night. So yes, I'll start sowing our parsnips and carrots very soon. Our flower border bed is really beginning to come to life now. Not many flowers in there blooming, but a lot to come. And as you can see, a lot of strimming to do, a lot of tidying. This is the growth spurt time of year, so getting on top of things now is really important. Right, all of these bed extensions have been edged with brick since the last plot tour. And in here we have parsley and coriander. Then obviously we've got mint. Bit of plastic has blown in there and there, I can see. Then we've got our, we've got our highly scientific experiment of broad beans. What I am noticing, I'm not sure if you can see, how serrated those leaf edges are. I mean, really, why is that? Are they being eaten? The leaf edges must be being eaten. Oh, I can hear a bee near my ear. In here we've put Shaz's Scarlet Emperor runner beans. And if I do that, you can see that these poles are splaying out a bit rather than going to a teepee. That's intentional. Trying a slightly different way of growing these this year. So these were sown, I think, about 4 or 5 days ago. But yeah, quite happy with these beds. You can see that in its full glory. And in its non-full glory, if I move around, is our tomato bed, which some of you will go, well, why has he let that go? The reason I've let it go is because of, can you see this here, bindweed? I can take that out. Here we've got couch grass. I can take that out. So I've let weeds grow so that I can see which pernicious weeds are still there. Couch grass, bindweed, cinquefoil. And this weekend, let's use the shadow, I can get in there and take these bits of pernicious weed out as deep as possible. And the rest will just pull out. They're just surface weeds and will pull out. On a dry day, I would just hoe them. Our blueberries are flowering. All of that is fine. And coming up here, things on the bench. This is our plants bench. Everything here is fine. I'm leaving the wild garlic to self-seed into there, but I'm going to put it onto the other side of the shed. I moved it here a couple of days ago because I needed the back of the shed. I needed to get into the storage box. So I'm going to move this back to the back of the shed because it prefers a bit of shade. These are our Azorius Blue sweet peas. I'm going to need to put some string in there so that they can start growing up. Just great. What I do need to do is harvest our oregano, mainly because I can't open the door. So I'll be harvesting that oregano. All of this bed has really enjoyed the rain. We've had a few scuffings up by foxes, but that's fine. And then here is our kiwi. Hopefully you can see that, which got frostbitten and is growing back, which is great. And coming up, various things on the front of our shed. What I am noticing is, look, you see in there, black fly on sedum, and lots of ants milking the black fly. Nature. Oh, storm damage. This area needs a really good tidy. Put the wheelbarrow back to where it should be in a minute. Jax's tulips are beginning to go over. This area really needs a good tidy and a strim. Calendula or carlendula. You'll remember I sowed these on the day that our car was taken away. Those are freesias. And then over there's our fruit bed, which has got a lot of gooseberries in and one blackcurrant. Blackcurrant's the one right at the end. And I'm going to need to net those soon because they're all I'm going to need to net them. I was going to say they're all flowering up. Sorry, I'm not looking where I'm going. Actually, maybe you can't see. Can you see there? No, it's in the way. Look, there's fruits. Yeah, I need to net that before the pigeons get to them. Oh yeah, look here. Really fruiting up in there. That's obviously blown there. Strawberries are fine. Mug on the pole. We've got perpetual spinach in here, and we've got some peas over there. I need to remove that rhubarb leaf, so I don't want it resting on the Caribe du Moussan peas that are growing. Not sure what's going to go in here yet, but boy, does everything need a tidy. Our rhubarb that we leave to go to flower each year, we don't harvest from this one either. Didn't have a great taste. Oh, need to sort out our pond, which has got tadpoles in. That cover, by the way, is on there to stop the magpies eating the tadpoles, because that's what was happening. Need to sort out this bed. Just remove everything and freeze anything that we can in there, and then get that bed prepped. That will be next week. But at the moment, the flowers are a great source of food for bees and other pollinators. It's really black one, that one. But look at it, I don't know, you can see its legs. Collected lots of pollen. Another bed that needs a bit of TLC are Portuguese cabbage here, which are these three, and these three behind here that you can't, well, you can see that one and that one. There's one there. These have been pecked by birds. Oh, a bit more things being blown about. I thought I'd secured everything. Anyway, this, let me just, sorry, I'm doing silly things while you're waiting for me. This is our early potato bed, and nothing. Oh, yay! Oh, and there. Oh, I was just about to say nothing showing yet. but at least two are a bit of bindweed. Look at that. No. Is that one? Yeah, there's another one there. Oh, that's great. Oh, so yeah. It's funny, I just did a blog post the other day saying about how everyone was saying their early potatoes weren't out and carrots and parsnips had been delayed, and yeah, and there we are, they're just coming up. Our Bunyard's Exhibition broad beans doing okay. They really got bitten by frost, as you know, and the snow and the chilling winds in particular. This bed needs a weed. Another job to put on the list. Oh, I've just noticed, let me spin you back this way. Our ceanothus is about to flower. Look at that. California lilac, you'll call this in the US. Some people call it that in the UK. Strimming, weeding, tidying. Oh, and oh, yes. I noticed this yesterday. These are some potatoes, late potatoes that we were gifted. I put them into here and you can just see, hopefully they're beginning to come up. So I took the cardboard off those yesterday. Another bed of Portuguese cabbage that will be sorted out next week. Let's go back this way because I can't go the other way because the Portuguese cabbage is in the way. Various bits and pieces. Various things on the bench, which I think, yeah, we've seen before. Yeah, things need to go into places, so I'll be doing that. This bed is being prepped for tomatoes. I am now going to be covering this in cardboard down to the end. At the end we have some flowers. Oh, pigeon. Oh dear. Oh, I'm glad there's no body. Got lettuce, few lettuce at the front here. Then we go into various types of beetroot, into turnips, into chard, and then into corn salad. A few corn salad there. Nothing in that area yet. You'll remember I cut this snow in summer back. I've still got some of that to give away. The buddleia really got bitten by frost, which is unusual. You can see the dead bits, dead leaves at the top. I'll give that a prune in a week just to take the dead bits off, just so it looks a bit better. By the way, all of those were, apart from the lettuce, the 4 lettuce at the end, all of these were modular sown, like Charles Dowding does. Then backing up, this is where we have some flowers in this bed, and you can see that Sharon's tree lilies that she gave us, and there's another one coming in there, just there, are actually doing well, so that's good. Right, our asparagus, I really need to trim. So much tidying to do. That's fine, Paul, that's fine. These are the asparagus that we planted as crowns a couple of months ago, and you can see they're going to their frilly fronds. We won't be harvesting from these for some time yet. Oh, bit of wind damage over here. I'm not sure I'm going to keep that green thing. It's got a hole in the bottom, so I've been using it to store what do you call it, bamboo and things in, but it keeps on falling over, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it. You'll see this is the area I was talking about earlier, and that if you're on Planet Vegetarian, you'll have seen this whole branch was right over here. It's hawthorn right over here, but this branch was dead. I was worried that in the strong winds we were going to get, that branch would come down. I took off the ends of the hawthorn that would have punctured the polytunnel, and then overnight the big branch did fall off here, and because of the work I'd done, it didn't puncture the polytunnel, which is fabulous. Right. Oh, somebody's been in. This is some mustard that I'm allowing to go to seed, but it's getting in the way now. Various lettuce down here, which are doing okay. I think this area, this soil, well, this compost, this ground is one that I don't do enough work on. I need to do more work. Let's move that out of the way to make sure it's nutritious enough. Then we've got parsley, which we're still using. Again, that is going to seed. We'll leave one to go to seed. And then coriander here as well, which is beginning to go to seed. Then if we come up here, things that are growing. This is a Italian samphire that I was given plants of a few weeks ago. These are our dazzling blue kale, Portuguese cabbage, and Nero di Toscana spares. This is them potted up. Not potted up, pricked out and, yeah, potted up. And then Brussels sprouts, they're the bigger ones. The lettuce needs to start going outside. I'll do that over the coming days. Nothing yet from Babs and Pamela. The Transatlantic Melon Challenge is not working for us. Oh, I've got Mr. Snail there. I'm just going to put him there, and then I can put him into our dead hedge in a minute. What we got here? Oh, spring onions performer. Yeah, re-sowing. Oh, and that's why the poly's open. There's some brassicas there. I have to find out what they are. Yeah, nothing from the asparagus yet, which we only planted the other day, and nothing from the cheeky prince yet either. Are those? No, those aren't spring onions. No, look, I'm being silly. I've got a second sowing down below. These are actually uchiki curry and Oregon Homestead sweetmeat. I'm getting it wrong area. Oregon Homestead sweetmeat. Right, let me just take him or her. I'm going to put her into the, him or her into the poly. Not into the poly, into the dead hedge. Right, I'm back. So Mr. or Mrs. Snail went into the dead hedge, which is where I prefer them to be, rather than the polytunnel. Yeah, quite a lot of work to do, but you know what? That's fine, because we're getting on and doing things anyway. Beds are prepped. The next thing is going to be these two remaining Brassica beds. So the one on the right there and the one over there. They will be sorted, yeah, this weekend, I think, for sure. Yeah, no, I do. Look, the California lilac is now out. The tree honeysuckle is out. The rhubarb is going to be out. There's plenty of other blossom now out. If you can see beyond there in the middle, there's an apple tree there. There's plenty of blossom now. So actually, yes, I am going to take these brassicas out and prepare those beds, because there's plenty other food for pollinators to have now. So yeah, I can get on without having a bit of anxiety that I'm taking food away from bees, because they do have plenty of other areas and other food sources. Right, I will leave it there, and I'll see you in June, where I hope there will be quite a big difference. May is, fingers crossed, a slightly quieter month for me. April turned out to be really busy. April in the UK also turned out to be the frostiest April since 1922. And at the same time, it was the sunniest April on record. So it just shows you we had lots and lots of sun in April, but also lots and lots of frost. So things were set back. But you know what? We're not behind. We're on schedule. And when I say schedule, I don't mean that I've got things written down that this needs to happen then and that can happen then. I'm pretty... I'm not rigid in how things happen. I have timelines that are mainly in my head and on paper. And if they move around a bit, you know what? That's not too much of a problem. We've also been sorting out the back garden throughout the last couple of weeks of April. And we're now going to be removing the shed from our back garden, which actually has completely collapsed. We haven't been able to remove any detritus from our back garden in any substantial way because we couldn't move the car. But as the car has now gone, we have a skip and we're sorting out the back garden. So yeah, splitting time between there and here, and work and family and talking to friends and Planet Vegetaria, doing videos. Yeah, but all of that is good. Right, I'm going to stop waffling. Bye.